USA. She is the first married woman, the first mother, and the first woman over the age of 30 to win the Miss Minnesota USA title. I'm so excited to welcome Rachel Betterley, the recently crowned Miss Minnesota USA, to our studios. Rachel, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You have been competing in pageants for a very long time.
A decade.
This is actually not your first title.
No, it's not.
Tell me, you were crowned Miss Minnesota 11 years ago?
Yes, when I competed in the Miss America system. I competed for Miss America. And so it's so amazing to think 10 years later, I competed for Miss Minnesota USA and won the title, and now I'll be going to Miss USA, because they're technically separate organizations, but it's so fun to be the first to have done both.
And you're able to do this because of recent changes in the Miss Universe eligibility rules.
Yes.
So when you found out about the eligibility changes, you said, time for a comeback, or how did that go?
It was one of those things where I saw it as an opportunity, because to me, I love connection, the power of connection, promoting the arts. I'm a teacher too. I do all the things. So it really is about capitalizing on opportunities.
You are a teacher. You continue to be an art teacher. Obviously, it's summer break, but talk to me about that. That's a huge part of your identity.
It is. I've been teaching for over a decade. I'm actually a 2024 Minnesota Teacher of the Year finalist. And so art is a big passion for me. It's one of those things that I try to promote creative expression and allowing kids to use their voice and really giving them the power of choice in what they create and in their artistry, and hopefully helping them heal along the way, because art's always been something that's really healing for me, even down to my childhood.
And you teach in rural Minnesota. You teach in Cook, Minnesota.
Cook, Minnesota, on the range.
On the
Love
range.
the rain.
She's a real Iron Ranger. So thank you for making the drive down here, by the way.
Absolutely.
What is it like teaching art in a rural community and bringing art to those children?
I love it. It's like a hidden gem up there. The kids are so creative. Seeing them, the stuff that they do is award-winning. I coach for the Minnesota State High School League for visual arts, and I have over 24 Best in Show winners. So despite living in the middle of nowhere, these students are very talented, and I'm thankful to just help push and pull that out of them.
You founded an initiative called Sketchbooks for Kids. Talk to me about Sketchbook for Kids and what you do.
I founded it in 2022. Essentially what I do is I make these sketchbook sets where it has these drawing supplies and a really nice sketchbook, and I give them to kids facing hardship. And that could be in different schools, different foster care facilities, wherever a kid might need a sketchbook to just help them kind of vent or find a release. That's what I try to do with Sketchbooks for Kids. And I've actually been able to take it worldwide, and it's through women in pageantry that I'm able to create that funnel system to do that. And so it started on the range, and then it grew to the Twin Cities area. I'm actually partnering with a new local soccer club right in Woodbury, a women's soccer club, to also help fund money for Sketchbooks for Kids. And so I have a lot of things happening, not just on the range, but right here in the Twin Cities area, and we're just continuing to see it evolve, and it's just really special to see how far it's grown, and there's so many possibilities of what I can do with Miss USA at that level as well. And through this organization, it really is about empowering women. I'm just so thankful to be a part of this organization.
So you took a break from pageants for a little while, is that right?
I did. I took a little bit of a break. I had my two sons, my little one, he's 5, and my older one, he's 7. And so just really fully embracing what it's like to be a new mom, because we know that is hard. But once I felt like I was in that really comfortable stage in my life, and with the support that I have, I know that it's still important to have dreams. And for me, I love being a mom, but there's more. I feel called to do so many things, and to be able to do that as a teacher, a woman wearing a sash and a crown, or as a mom, is very important to be and do all the things, and to support that. I think that's so incredibly important, what I want to do with the title.
I mean, I'm a mom myself of 2 little kids. It is so hard at times, and it's such a struggle to find the balance and to not lose yourself while doing it. This really, I think, can be so powerful for other moms to see you taking on this role, because it is a full-time job being Miss Minnesota USA.
You have to time manage, that's for sure.
Yeah. What do you hope moms watching take away from this? The fact that you came back and that you're doing it and you won.
Exactly. It is possible, for one thing. It's so great to say that I opened the door, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to be the only one walking through that door. And so for moms, I just want them to know I'm a hype sis for what they want to do, for achieving their goals. And you might have to do it a little bit scared, and you might have to grow and take a little bit of chances along the way, fail to succeed, try again, things like that. Because I definitely had to fail to succeed at times, but just know that you have someone like me in your corner, and I believe if you have a vision that you want to see, or if you just want to do something new, do it. It's going to be so good for your development, and it's also going to show your children that you have goals and dreams, and they're going to see that you're achieving these goals and these dreams too, and there's nothing stopping you, therefore there's nothing stopping them.
Was there ever a moment where you went, I can't do this, I'm too old to do this?
Oh, no. Well, for me, my 30s are the new 20. I love my 30s. I am living for it. I'm thriving in it. And I feel like I know myself so well. I'm really rooted in my values that I have in my life and where I'm at. And I can time manage a lot better now in my 30s than in my 20s. So to me, age is nothing.
But
throw that in the trash can.
when you were in the backstage with like 20-year-olds, were they like, "Hey, Grandma"? I mean, what was it like? or were you more like a mentor? I mean, I can't imagine that didn't get in your head a little bit, being back there as the oldest one.
Well, oddly enough, I actually wasn't the oldest one. There were several competitors my age that were also there shattering the glass ceiling. Actually, my first runner-up, she was also a mom and a wife. And so we both stood up there. We were holding hands, and I told her, I was like, we're making history right now. Regardless of what happens, you and me are making history just standing here.
Totally.
And so there's already such a wide range of women competing in Miss USA. It's really taken off. So for anyone who's interested, look into it, or you can follow me on Instagram. You can do all the things, but actually I see it as also a mentorship opportunity. So even with the teen title holders, for example, that is something that I can connect with people. As a teacher, I have to connect with young students, middle schoolers, and high schoolers. And so none of that's intimidating me, but I also kind of come from the experience of knowing how to navigate different ages. So I think that was to my favor.
Yeah. How are you going to balance all of it? You know, you do have a lot of duties as Miss Minnesota USA, and you know that because you've been Miss Minnesota before.
Yep.
How are you going to balance motherhood, teaching, being a wife with these duties?
Really, you can take it day by day and week by week. Because if you're looking too far ahead, that can be really daunting. And so, for example, we're doing this interview right now. We're making it work. We have support at home. But if you have a dream and you have a purpose and there's something that you feel that you're called to do, you're going to find a way to do all the things and manage it, but also know where to put your eggs in the right basket. You have to know what brings value in your life or what does not. And so I think it's okay to say no to certain opportunities and to say yes to things that you know you can give back to, or that you feel kind of called to do, or to know that there's purpose in it. And so I also think it's about being important and mindful of what it is you're doing and the amount of time you're doing it. And then it'll help kind of balance it all out, hopefully.
It's great advice. Will your little boys be on the road with you in your Miss Minnesota USA duties at all?
They already have, actually. I filmed with another news team in the Iron Range, and I actually had them in the back. They were eating snacks. They weren't on camera because I don't put them on camera, but they were already hanging out, and they knew to be really quiet while the cameras were playing. And so,
what do they think of Mom when you have the crown and the sash on? What do they think? Like, they have a real life princess at home.
Well, the funny thing is, because I've competed for a while, to them the nuance is no longer there. So to them, it's just another crown in the sash, and they've tried them on and things like that, where they just think it's kind of fun. But because it's just been so normalized in my household, to them the nuance is gone. But I feel like if you had that opportunity where it was the first one you brought home, I feel like a child would be so excited about that.
Yeah,
like,
they're so used to it. They're so used to it.
Yeah, they're used to it by now. But they're like, "Did you win?" And if I tell them no, they're like, "Oh, they're really sad for me." And I'm like, "It's okay. It's okay for things to not always work out."
Yeah.
So in that moment, it's teaching them a lesson too. But it is really fun to be like, "I did it," so they can see that it's possible.
So great. It's so great. I know you have a busy schedule. I'm so glad you made the time to visit us here from the Iron Range. Congratulations again. Rachel Betterley making history as Miss Minnesota USA